Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all staying safe and well. Welcome to my film and TV channel today. And today for you we have a movie review, and it's a science fiction adventure. $100 million budget, so yeah, should be half decent, shouldn't it? Well, we'll see. Yeah, today we're going to look at a film called Chaos Walking. Please, if you're new to this channel, enjoy and I try and inform and entertain you, enjoy it, please push that subscribe button, that'd be great. And also, if you want to know these little movie reviews, I do TV drama reviews, information vlogs, etc, all on stuff, quizzes, even stuff like that. So if you're interested in that, please push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. That will be absolutely fantastic. And you will see the playlist, you'll see some stuff on my football team as well. If that's of no interest to you, don't worry, there's loads of film and TV stuff. But if you know anyone who might be interested, I do stuff on my football team, Manchester City. So I do City history, City present, City quizzes, lots of different stuff on there as well. So if that's of any interest, or someone you can point in my direction, please do so, that'd be great. And there's some links on screen there for Facebook and Twitter. I do check every 3 or 4 days and follow and friend everyone back on there. So if you're after some followers and friends, I will reciprocate accordingly. All comments are welcome on this film or anything to do with TV and film. It doesn't really matter, just anything you like to say, the more the merrier. If you don't have time for a comment, don't worry about it. If you can just give it a little thumbs up if you enjoy what we do here, that'll be absolutely fantastic. Right, Chaos Walking, yes, 1 hour and 49 minutes. A science fiction adventure film, a dystopian action film directed by Doug Liman from a screenplay by Patrick Ness and Christopher Ford. It's actually based on the sci-fi trilogy. I think this is a young adult sci-fi trilogy, Chaos Walking, adapting the first book, 2008's The Knife of Never Letting Go. So that's what we're sort of covering in this. Well, will there be more features? Be interesting. The film stars Daisy Ridley and Tom Holland as the two main protagonists, along with Mads Mikkelsen, Demian Bichir, Cynthia Erivo, Nick Jonas and David Oyelowo. A young man who played by Holland, who lives in a dystopian world when there are no women and all living creatures can hear each other's thoughts in a stream of images, words and sounds called noise. When a woman, Ridley, crash lands onto the planet, he must help her escape danger. Yeah, this was announced in 2011. And has sort of had many rewrites over the years, and it was set to release on March the 1st, 2019. But it was removed from the schedule, yeah, not particularly to do with COVID, because that was obviously a year earlier, wasn't it? To accommodate various reshoots and following very poor test screenings, so it didn't do very well, obviously, in its initial screenings. And eventually we got there, didn't we? Chaos Walking was theatrical release in the United States on March the 5th, 2021, so quite a while later. And the film, on its current theatrical release, obviously limited as you can expect still with this COVID problem, has grossed $6 million worldwide. But obviously with a $100 million budget, I think they have to get about at least, I would say, what, 200 million back to break even or something like that, if you think of all the promotions, etc. So the studio have already written it, called it a write down, where they actually expect it to make a big loss. So doesn't look good, does it? I watched the trailer. The trailer's okay. As you know, I tend to watch the trailers after I've watched the film. Yeah, it was okay. It didn't blow you away, the trailer. So if I was rating the trailer, I would give it sort of 6.5 out of 10, which isn't fantastic. So let's have a look at some of the reviews. Let's have some of the critic reviews and some of the audience reviews. There might be a little bit of a mixed bag, to be honest with you, with this lot. Rotten Tomatoes reported that 22% of its critics, of 86 in number, have given the film a positive review, so only 22% positivity. Its average rate is a little bit higher, it's 4.7 out of 10, but not fantastic. That's one of the lowest I've seen on Rotten Tomatoes for a while of the films I've been doing. That's just 19 fresh reviews, which is fair enough, but 68 rotten, so very poor. The site's critics consensus reads, Chaos Walking sets out on a potentially interesting path, but this dystopian adventure badly bungles its premise and limps towards the finish. They didn't like it very much. But having said that, the audience did quite like it. It's got a 75% positivity rating from the audience. So that's not too bad. Metacritic, what about the other critics we look at? Well, again, not fantastic. A weighted average of this one was 40 out of 100, so just 40%. That's based on 24 critics. 7 gave it a positive review, 10 gave it mixed, and 7 gave it a negative, so more or less split down the middle. And it does score anywhere between 2.5 out of 10 and 6.7 out of 10 on Metacritic. Hollywood Reporter's David Rooney, he didn't like it very much. He gave it 3 out of 10 and wrote, "The characters are uninvolving, the emotional stakes never fully take hold, and the physical action invariably promises more than it delivers." Yep, can't argue with that one. Let's go on to the next one. IndieWire's David Ehrlich, he gave it 4.2 out of 10, so slightly better. Well, not much. Despite its strange conceit, he says, and a few buried hints as to what a more courageous film might have done with it, the movie version of this first Chaos Walking book, published as The Knife of Never Letting Go, is such a dull and ordinary thing that it can't help but get engulfed by the shadow of its own missed potential. I can't argue too much with that either. And Entertainment Weekly's Christian Holland, well, he liked it. I assume it's a male, Christian, yeah. 6.7 out of 10. He said, Mikkelsen has played iconic villains before, and while Prentice isn't nearly as memorable as Hannibal Lecter or Le Chiffre, well, you're not wrong there, mate, he still manages to imbue Chaos Walking with a sense of danger. Not quite agreeing with that one. Internet Movie Database, there we go, Joe Public, you and me, the general Joe on the street. What did he think? Well, there's been a few people watching it. It's got a 6 million box office so far. 1,500 reviews, or just over 1,500 as I'm recording this vlog. 5.8 out of 10, so just misses that magical 6 out of 10 watchable mark. So I've just picked out 3 little reviews from the public. I've picked out the good, I've picked out the bad, and I've picked out the middle. The good, here we go. A good movie, ignore grumpy old troll comments. SHBS on the 8th of March 2021. This is a good enough movie, he says. Ignore grumpy detractors who simply wish it was Star Wars, New Hope or Harry Potter from the pre-racist days. That ship sailed, folks. The movie has a new concept, which is rare enough, sort of. And the special effects were genuinely special and not overwhelming. And actually very pretty. The story concepts and world building ideas were good enough that I'd like to see more from the settlement of this new world. Well, there you go. That's the good. That's the good. I mean, he wasn't alone. A lot of people did post some certainly good reviews. The bad. Let's have a look at the bad one. We'll look at bad shark movie fan. Obviously, if he's a shark movie fan, obviously he's obviously got a very high level to go at, hasn't he? 50 March 2021, he wrote, "Chaos is pretty accurate." That's what he wrote. "I don't even know where to start. This whole film is a chaotic mess. The walking part of the title is also pretty accurate. The 2 main characters are pretty much walking through the woods the whole movie. The visible thoughts flying around just get annoying. This doesn't feel like a $100 million movie. It feels more like a $25 million one, or a $2.5 million to me. It's just pointless. Don't bother wasting your money." And the middle, someone who says, "That's gotta hurt," on the 10th of March 2021. Headlined his little comment, "It's fair, but only just. The premise is okay, yep. Mads, Tom and Demon are all good, yep. Despite only getting glimpses of the latter, the whole thing comes together alright, but it's just not well done enough to warrant a higher score. Daisy Ridley puts in another mannequin-like performance, and she is carried like luggage by Tom for most of the film. She just doesn't have it. Honestly, I've seen CGI characters with more range. It's okay, but that's about all." My thoughts on this. Wow, well, I mean, wow, that's my first comment. $100 million for this. It's not that bad. It's just for that sort of budget, you would expect something more than a B film type adventure drama that once watched, in my opinion, will soon be forgotten. The sci-fi link is very tenuous, to say the least. You see spaceships and various things and some modern technology. But it could just be set in like Frontierland in Western America, the Frontierland in the United States in the 19th century, to be honest with you. I mean, it's hard to imagine how they got a book out of this, even for younger readers. There needs to be more going on than there actually is in this. The story isn't great. I mean, for an hour and 40 odd minutes, 100 minutes in total, there's not really much to sort of hang your hat on, to be honest with you. That said, it is sort of watchable, but as background, it's not something I wanted to really fully concentrate on, because I found it a little bit boring and meandering in most parts. It never really quite grabs your interest, and I'm very doubtful young adults watching this would be enthralled in any way whatsoever, as they seemingly were for the books, because the books did very, very well. Yes, the concept is okay. Someone said about it being fresh. Yeah, but it's new outside of Star Trek, of course. I mean, I've seen this sort of reading people, you know, obviously thoughts and come in and, you know, what women want. I mean, it has been done before. It's not exactly brand new, but again, it didn't add, you know, there was a bit of humour, supposedly a bit of humour with Tom Holland and obviously Ridley with it, but it didn't quite work, the humour. As I said, the chemistry between the two characters was pretty weak, to be honest with you. It's like more a mother and son relationship than any sort of real buzz or any real friction or excitement between the two, any real sort of chemistry and even passion, you know, even on screen, you know, like something to get you, you know, it's just nothing. It's just nothing there between the two characters, isn't it? As I said, the reading thoughts thing, they did try and make humour out of it, but it just wasn't particularly funny. Having said that, most written reviews are positive. I mean, to middling. I mean, I did go scan through a lot of reviews. And this is usually a good sign, because if you leave a low score, which obviously there must be a few because it's scoring less than 6 out of 10, and you don't leave a review, then that's a sign that people are just being lazy, just leaving a low score and running. You know, you've got to back up your comments. If you don't like something, you've got to back it up. But obviously, reading some of the positives, I just feel as though I've watched a different film. I mean, I haven't, but I mean, I just feel as though whether would I need to go back and watch it again? I'm just thinking, was I a bit tired when I watched it? Because I just can't see where some of the positivity is coming from. There just isn't enough going on in this film, and especially because, but again, there's a lot of high score reviews, a lot of 10s for this. And I think when you get a lot of 10s, it's a concerted effort by a group of people to put reviews on there that look far better than what it is. So I am a little bit sceptical, to be honest with you. I mean, the cast was okay. I think someone mentioned Ridley wasn't great. Not, she probably isn't. Holland is okay, as I said, but he just looks too young. He just looks, I mean, he is supposed to be young in this part, but I just, you know, to carry a film like this and for the actual plot, it just doesn't work. He just doesn't seem to be right for it at all. So yeah, I'm not sure where the $100 million went, to be honest with you. I assume they do plan some sort of sequel, but based on the fact the studio's already written off this as a big loss, I doubt very much there will be a follow-on for this to go along with the book. So there you go. Anyway, as I said, there are a lot of people out there who've given this a lot of love, but I don't know. I doubt very much their realistic reviews, because it was just nothing. It was just meh. I mean, it's just, as I said, I've sort of not forgot the storyline, but there's nothing very exciting happens. Someone did mention before about the action scenes never really get going, and they don't. It's nothing. There's nothing has you on edge or tension or anything in it. It's very, very, very weak indeed. I'm certainly not going to give it a watchable score. I'm not giving it a total disaster score. As I said, at least I watched it and got on with other things while I was watching it. It wasn't a total disaster, but I can't give it more than 5 out of 10, as I say, and I certainly wouldn't recommend it. And, you know, sometimes I say, oh yeah, well, I don't like it, but you have a go, see what you think. But I wouldn't particularly recommend this. It's 100 minutes of your life that you'll never get back if you do watch it. But if you like Tom Holland, perhaps that's a reason to watch it. But apart from that, no, I'll give it 5 out of 10. I think I'm being a bit kind. I think probably near a 4, but I'll give it 5 out of 10, because as I said, there were things in it that was okay, that made me watch a little bit, as I said, but I was sort of checking my phone and doing little bits of paperwork while it was on. So there you go. As I said, it didn't really, not that, you know, I missed things, because I don't think I did. It never really sort of grabbed me to go and sort of, I just kept a listening brief and obviously watched the odd scenes if anything sounded exciting, but that was very few and far between, unfortunately. So 5 out of 10. The poster's all right. Yeah, I quite like the poster, actually. actually. I think it's quite a clever poster. So I'm going to give the poster victory today. Anyway, I think the poster's far better than the film. So I'm going to give the poster a nice 6 out of 10. So the trailer, what we're saying with the trailer, 6.5. As I said, it looked okay on the trailer. The film, 5 out of 10. And the posters, or the main promotional poster, 6 out of 10. Anyway, let me know what you think. If you have seen this or you are planning on seeing it, just to say, I wouldn't put you off, but I certainly wouldn't recommend it. Anyway, thanks for watching. Whatever you're going to do the rest of the day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your families. More importantly, let's all look after each other till we meet here again on the Film and TV channel, or perhaps you'll have a flick across, have a look at my Citizen channel, my football channel. Whatever it is, all I ever ask is please stay safe, everyone. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.